Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrac Kole. This podcast is a conversation between two business partners, Joanne Kandrac and Kelly Kole. Join us for a lively conversation about all things interior design, from current projects, trade show experiences, worldwide travel, what's in, what's out, and all the challenges and wins they've had running their successful design business. Whether you're a seasoned interior designer, new to the industry, or a creative enthusiast, you will walk away with insightful information, newfound inspiration, and a smile on your face after listening to these two. And here they are, Joanne and Kelly.
Hey everybody, welcome to Inside Design with Kandrac Kole. This is episode 156, and we have Caren Danneman of Danneman Designs. As our guest, we'll be talking about kitchen remodels. So Caren has decades of experience in kitchen and bath design. She's written many articles on kitchen and bath trends and has sat as a judge for Bath of the Year competition for Atlanta Homes and Lifestyles. She won the NKBA Award of Merit in 2018 for excellent design illustration. So how timely that award that she won was for a Moroccan themed bathroom remodel. She's a lover of people, which you will see, design, and solving the puzzles of needs, wants, and a beautiful budget. We'll focus on kitchen design today and maybe save bathroom remodels for another episode.
So as you guys know, we talk about it a lot. Kitchen remodeling can be an exciting and rewarding process, but it's also generally overwhelming and stressful. So with the right designer and contractor, you really can make remodeling a success. And we've had great experiences ourselves. And so we're going to cover those topics: budgets, layouts, materials, and a lot more. Yeah. And before we kick into all this, we want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Design KC, Kansas City's inspirational and resourceful luxury home publication. As a consumer and trade journal of the most exceptional architecture, custom and remodeled homes, interior projects, and outdoor living, they strive to show readers how to live their best life no matter where they choose to live. You can find the latest issue of this oversized publication on newsstands and high-end showrooms in Kansas City, and you can read the publication online at mydesignkc.com. There you can look at hundreds of articles and videos with awesome design ideas for your next home project. Flip through their digital editions, sign up for their newsletter, or follow them on Instagram at designkc_magazine.
So if you would like to subscribe online, use code LOVEDESIGN1 to receive 1 year, 5 issues for only $10, cool. Or code LOVEDESIGN2 for a 2-year subscription of 10 issues. So when you're perusing the digital version, check out the video showing the 2023 Design KC Award recipients. Kelly and I had the privilege of evaluating and selecting the best entries for this competition. So here we go. Welcome, Caren. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself, and then we will jump right in.
All righty. I've been a kitchen and bath designer for almost 25 years. It's actually a second career. I was a landscape designer, and I got into outdoor kitchens. Oh, it was so much fun that I thought, this is where I want to go. So I had the opportunity to work for a large company and get excellent training, and went to another large company till I was the senior kitchen and bath designer there. And finally, I thought I can do this on my own. So I'm an independent kitchen and bath designer, and I'm certified in kitchen and bath. But of course, that pulls you into the mudroom, the laundry room, that now the home office is big. And so, it just keeps going, but they all involve cabinetry. So that's the common link between them all.
Yeah. So tell me, have you seen a little downturn in kitchen remodels, or are things still gangbusters like they've been?
Gangbusters. It is wide open. The cost of housing right now is very high, and people are looking at the home that they're in, probably paid for, and they think, well, I have this little nest egg. I think I'm going to make this home be exactly what I want it to be. and people are taking down walls. They're expanding kitchens, and they're putting their nest egg into this home. And so we do see a lot of. I've just never seen it so high. When you're waiting for a contractor, you may wait 6 months to get the right contractor because they're so busy.
Yeah. One of the things that I find, and it's so funny because I was preparing the outline for this episode, and Leslie Carruthers, who's a big media person in our industry, put something out there asking designers in their area what a kitchen remodel they thought cost. And it was, of course, California. It was all throughout. But one of the things that someone said that I thought was interesting, and I think I want to see if you feel the same way. They said that a luxury, not
run of the mill,
not run of the mill basic, but luxury, pretty nice appliances and things of the home, of your kitchen remodel should be 15 to 20% of the price of your home.
The value of your home, the current value of your home.
Do you agree with that? So let's say if you have a $500,000 house, it's going to be anywhere from $75,000 to $100,000.
That sounds absolutely
right
on for us.
Do you think that's true, Caren, for you?
Oh, absolutely. I think the homeowners don't realize that they're very much in control of the budget. Certain things are fixed, like the cost of the contractor and his materials. But when you're going to select appliances, you have a huge range of prices depending on the quality and what you want. A 48-inch range, or now I've just put in a 66-inch range. Then you've got the hood, and then you're getting into all kinds of very fancy, very sophisticated appliances. They really play a major part. Even lighting, faucets, sinks, all those things, even countertops. You could spend $300 a square foot, or $70 a square foot. So all those things
the range is big.
The range is big, and it's in the hands of the homeowner. So they need to lay out the budget and an outline so that they know that when they're picking their tile and such, that they're falling within what that end price is going to be for them.
Yeah. So speaking of that, what are some important questions that a homeowner should be ready to ask somebody like you, or even what kind of research should they do ahead of time to be able to prepare to talk to somebody like you?
Well, when someone first contacts me, I ask them to fill out a questionnaire. It's a survey, a 4-page survey. And at first, I think they roll their eyes, but it's critical. I have to know who's the cook, what's the budget, is return on investment a big deal, or are they gonna live there? Is this their forever home? And how do they entertain? How many children do they have? Do they have pets? All these kind of, even if they're right-handed or left-handed, and how tall they are. Is there anybody in the house who is limited physically? And how do we accommodate for that? So that questionnaire is critical. Then I ask them to, before I ever go to the house, to send me some photographs of the existing kitchen. So I start to get into their mode and their thinking. And then, I give them a lot of homework before I go to see them. But
as you should.
And so I ask them, have you made favorites in House or Pinterest? Please let me see them. So they send me this myriad of pictures. So then we make a phone call and go through each picture. Was it the light fixture you liked? Was it the cabinets? Was it the color? So that now I really know those people before. So our first meeting is just so, it's just a very productive meeting.
From the beginning.
It lays the groundwork for what's happening.
Oh,
so there's been a lot of talk about like kitchen layouts, the double islands, all that kind of thing. So what do you see as being pretty popular right now in terms of layouts, and maybe the pros and cons?
Well, of course, the open kitchen is still number one. A double island is wonderful if there's room for it. The large islands are very, very big right now. We're getting rid of peninsulas. We're getting rid of that G-shaped kitchen that you were trapped in, at least with a big island. You've got two ways out. And so that traffic, and you've got to know where are we exiting outdoors? Are we going into the laundry? Where are those doorways headed so we can create, the pathways that are proper? So, the island is now holding either a cooktop or a wonderful big sink that is a wonderful prep sink with integrated cutting boards and colanders and all. And then the microwave is now usually in a drawer in the island. And so it's just very, very important. You don't want your island to look like everybody else's too. I mean, there are some popular styles, but we try to make the island look individual and custom, whether it's the way we do the seating or the way we end with bookcase or just a multitude of ways.
Yeah, I think a lot of our clients always say, "Well, where am I going to put my cookbooks?" They still, even though we've got iPads
and I love
my cookbooks too.
I love the little cookbooks like that are built in on the side. I think it just gives it a little bit more character.
Yeah. So speaking of which, what clever storage solutions are you incorporating these days?
Well, that is hugely important. Thank you for asking. When you're tearing down walls to make an open concept, you're taking out the wall cabinets and the base cabinets. So now where are you going to put your dishes and your glasses? And where is all that storage going to go? Well, one place is the back of the island where the knees are. If we just need 12 more inches, we can put 12-inch deep cabinets all along the back. Then, we have a lot of wasted storage in a lot of base cabinets. So we change a lot to drawers. And then there are so many pullouts that use that whole empty space. And, and then the pantries also have, the pullouts, the baskets, the vertical storage. Yes. And so we'll talk a little bit about that.
To me, storage is huge.
Well, it's how you just keep a clutter-free, beautiful kitchen,
and everything in its place. And it's just, it has a good feeling about it.
I think a lot of times when we're starting to tackle a remodel with our clients, they haven't even, unless they've done something custom before in terms of a new build or remodel, they don't understand that the world is your oyster. It doesn't equate to expense necessarily. It equates to just creativity and how the kitchen is laid out. So, for example, if you're a huge cook and you've got all your pans and your cookie stuff, you can have a cabinet for that. If your KitchenAid mixer is too heavy for you to lift from down below, you can have a drawer that pulls out and hydraulically lifts for you. Yeah. There's all but unless we ask people, think about the next time you're sitting there doing dishes or you're cooking, think about what you love and think about what bugs you. Think about what you're needing. Is your trash can not big enough? Do you have recycling at your fingertips? Think about those things and then just write them down and then don't worry about it. Another minute, leave it to your kitchen designer to figure it out.
And that's the value, I think, of the kitchen designer, to be able to show them things that they may have never seen. Mm-hmm. They don't know that these things exist. So speaking about cabinets. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I think the other thing is when you first meet with the people, you want to inventory what they have. And that way we are finding new homes. I find that sometimes they have pots and pans in 3 different places. They have their spices in 2 or 3 different places. And so we inventory that and then get it right next to the zone that they're going to be cleaning or cooking or whatever. So
absolutely,
it's
that
fun.
is therapy 101.
Yes. When you present the design, then you've got notes that say silverware. This is for the storage containers, so that the whole thing's mapped out. So when they move back in, they know just where to put everything.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. What I was going to say is, speaking about cabinets, there's a lot of talk about these cabinets. Like, I know Shaker is been done. We've heard white kitchens are not so much anymore. Like, what are your thoughts on kitchens and cabinetry?
That's a
Well,
loaded question.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
that was a loaded question. But the white or a form of white, there's like 250 kinds of whites. But, an off white, a subtle white is still very, very popular. Like alabaster, it still is going to feel light and bright when you go in the room, but it's not stark white. Unless you're doing some nautical bathroom with navy and pure white, or something like that. But it's an off white, and then it's blended with a contrasting island, and that could be a navy blue, it could be a dark gray. So the pulling in a secondary color or a third color is really fun, and it keeps the whole kitchen from being drab. So
Absolutely.
then I will say that recently a lot of kitchens have gone darker, whether it's the whole kitchen being black or black with a pop of color or navy, is still
Hunter green.
Yes.
Seeing a lot
Hunter
of like dark
green,
green.
very nice, rich colors. And of course, they're compensated by excellent lighting. You can't have a dark hole, but they'll do contrasting countertop backsplash, but the lighting on the kitchen and under the cabinets and in the cabinets is critical.
I think people get really hung up on this topic because they see the trends or what's in the magazines. And to me, the trends are meant to inspire and inform. They're not meant as a do or die.
I think the other thing,
if you love something,
people worry about resale, I think. But to me, if I was looking for a home and I walked into a kitchen that had all navy cabinets, I don't know that I would be like, oh no, I can't do it. Now, if it was purple or something that was really, but I think blue or green, well done, I think is very doable if you like that. I don't think that you should be not doing it because you think someone's not going to like it.
No, because I think anything that's extremely well done is well done.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the days when we were integrating white cabinets with a brown with a glaze. Well, there's no glazing pretty much anymore.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
And
I haven't seen
but
that.
I'll tell you, a wood that's really making a show piece is walnut. I see more cabinets being used in walnut and even horizontally. And there is an overall theme of becoming a little more contemporary. Being in Atlanta, we're a traditional city. New York City, the cities are going to have more very clean, crisp, contemporary kitchens. We are now swinging that way, and we're seeing.
Oh, sure. I think our clients have a huge appetite for that.
The European look,
absolutely,
the flat, the flat fronts and the laminates.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I love maple. I love the smoothness of it. I love the richness of it. I love it.
Even the cerused oak.
I'm a fan.
The cerused oak is really
very
pretty.
I used to not like that. I used to think it was kind of like, I don't know, IKEA-ish or like looked cheap, but no
you put
more.
Some beautiful.
I
you
think
use some beautiful hardware.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
speaking of hardware, so I feel like the finishes are still the brass and the whatever, but like the pole sizes, like what's your thought on that? Because I think people go round, people go round and round with that.
Well, I think that's the sign when you walk into a kitchen that it was a custom kitchen. If you're getting little 3-inch on center pulls and little round knobs for the doors, I think that is old school, and
or builderish, because you can get a pack of 20 for like $9.99 or something.
Well, the big problem is you can't change the width and change out your hardware without filling holes and refinishing the whole thing. So selecting the right size pull, and I recommend almost all pulls, vertical pulls on the doors, horizontal pulls, of course, on the drawers. And my rule of thumb is to, let's say something's 24 inches. I go back to at about somewhere between 1/4 of that size to 1/3 of that size.
Yeah, I was going to say a third.
Yeah. So when you're doing a 36-inch drawer base, you'd either put two handles or you'd put one long handle in the middle, and that should be about a 12-inch. So
yeah, I don't think I ever look at a pole that's smaller than 6 inches center to center.
No.
That's like the smallest
It
that I would ever
it just
look at.
elevates it just elevates it so much more.
But I think we're also seeing hardware come out. We're seeing a lot of designers and jewelry designers and coming out with hardware collections that are bejeweled, that are leather, that are acrylic mixed with brass, that are etched and very industrial looking. I mean, there's so many. And unfortunately, the majority of these are not available at Home Depot and Lowe's. Yeah. So you really have to do your research and get with the designer, and because it's the jewel of the kitchen. Yeah. For sure.
All right, countertops, because everybody always wants to know about countertops.
Oh, yes. What are you?
What are you? Yeah.
What are you working with the most? Is it still quartz? Or are you doing more laminate or marble or?
Well, on very high-end kitchens, they are still doing marble, but they are doing it honed and leathered. There's something about that process that helps to fill the pores. And the beautiful part about honing or leathering marble is that it will no longer etch, because the whole thing is etched. And etching is just simply, the ring that's left once you've put something down with like lemon juice in it, and it leaves a dull circle. So, that's part of it. But I will say quartz is still number one. Quartzite is quartzite is a man-made product. Quartzite is a natural product and therefore has veining. You've probably heard of Fantasy Brown and Taj Mahal. Yes. There's all kinds of beautiful quartzite that too should be leathered or honed for the same reason. But
why is it called quartzite, I wonder? Like, is it really like, it's not granite?
No, it really is quartzite. I mean, that's the name of the stone. It's a real stone.
It's a little confusing for people.
It is confusing, yeah.
Oh, I know.
But it is a natural stone, yeah.
But when you say quartz, what it means is quartz composite. They took a lot of sand and coloration and then poured it out, compressed it, and then they polish it like stone. So there's what's beautiful about it, and I want to also share with you about the porcelain countertops. They're basically a tile. It's a huge piece of tile that's about 5/8 inch thick, and it's so you can either miter the edge to make it look thicker, like the 1.25 inch typical countertop that we're used to seeing, or you can use it at that thickness, and then usually you'll lift it with a band of wood or metal or something that separates the countertop. But
so do you have grout? Do you have grout lines?
No. Oh, I remember the days when people would call me and say, "Get rid of this awful tile countertop." No, it's one slab. It's one huge slab. It can come, if I'm not mistaken, it can come almost 10 feet long. I think 130 actually.
I haven't heard of anybody doing a porcelain countertop. Is it like something new?
Well, it is, yes, because it takes a very special company to be able to install it. And on the recent tour of kitchens in Atlanta, one of those kitchens had one, and I was very grateful that so many people got to see it and touch it and feel it, and and understand.
So you don't know what you don't know.
But what's beautiful about it is it's digital. It's digital images, so that if they wanted that tile, if they chose, the manufacturer wanted it to look like marble, he could make it look just like marble with all of the veinings, and there's no repeat pattern. He can make it as big as the whole slab. So
we've done some porcelain. We've done porcelain tiles in bathrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it if you want to, okay,
that's a very cool concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we've got a few more things we want to talk to you about. We're running out of time here. So appliances, let's just touch on that really quickly. I know when we had designers reach out to us that had been to KBIS, we didn't go this year. That technology was still a really big deal.
Technology is a really big deal. Now, I don't know how many people are driving home and they want to call their oven and tell the oven to go ahead and preheat to 400.
There are people.
Yep.
There are people. And one of the nice things is when one of the appliances goes out, like a refrigerator, is that's important, it'll call its own serviceman, to help come and fix me. I've died. So those kind of communications.
That's so
are
awesome.
important.
My oven's kind of misbehaving a little bit right now, and I'm like, who am I going to call? Could you,
Yeah.
please call yourself a
Yeah.
repairman.
Well, I've got to mention steam ovens. Some people still don't understand or how beautifully steam ovens reheat food, as opposed to a microwave that turns things into leather and rubber.
Yes.
And also steam ovens can broil and put a brown skin on a chicken. That there's almost nothing a steam oven can't do. There is talk that one day we may get rid of microwaves and have steam ovens only.
That would be a good thing for our health.
I remember
I'm sure.
being somewhere and someone said that, someone talked them into getting a steam oven, and they're like, that's like my favorite appliance in the kitchen now.
Absolutely.
I don't know a lot of people that have them.
No,
I think it was Cindy who said that.
You know what it was?
Yeah. Yeah, and when we were in Napa with Signature Kitchen
Kitchen-
Suites,
that was a
we
big
learned all
deal.
about it, and we cooked with
It's a
it
big
and
deal.
ate, and it was definitely something to incorporate for sure. Yeah.
Another thing
Go ahead.
Another appliance that's very important, and people have heard about it. It's the induction cooktops.
Yes.
They are run by magnets, so that you can put a paper towel on top of it, put your pan on top of it, put it on high, and the paper towel will never burn. So it's the connection between the pot, which has to have a certain amount of ferrous iron in it, so that it is magnetized. And but it's the safest cooking. I was in a test with Sub-Zero Wolf, and we had this giant 25,000 BTU gas eye, and then we had the radiant electric eye, and then we had this induction eye. Well, the one that came to a boil first was induction. When it was turned off, it was off. So it's the most fuel efficient and beautiful.
And so you can have a massive induction cooktop on top of your island and not worry about little hands touching it or burning themselves or whatever. Yeah. It's totally amazing. And the whole thing can turn into an oven, not just your particular, circles that you're used to. You can turn if you want to have pancakes on the whole thing, you can turn on the entire top.
Yes.
So very cool.
Some
the science, they just keep coming out with stuff. I love it.
It is. Well, I would say those are the two main things that the other thing is, if someone can afford a built-in refrigerator, please don't get a freestanding that sticks out. Even a freestanding counter depth still sticks out 2, 3, 4 inches. So it's a huge improvement on the looks of your kitchen to build in your refrigerators. Even if it's stainless steel, it's lovely if you can panelize them. And dishwashers to panelize those too.
Absolutely.
So I feel real strongly about that.
I think integrating appliances makes the kitchen is just that next notch up.
Yes.
Even though I feel like the front of appliances now are so pretty and simple, like TVs. It's not mandatory, but I think it's definitely.
They don't bother me as much.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we have run out of time.
There's so much to talk about.
There is so much to talk about, but Well, go ahead and tell people what your website is, Caren, so people can find you.
It is www.dannemandesigns.com. DANNEMANDESIGNS.com.
Awesome.
Well, you've been a wonderful resource to us, just with our clients, with just learning, and always be available for questions, quick drawings. So we really appreciate you coming on and chatting with us today.
Well, it's an honor to be invited by the famous Kandrac Kole. Thank you.
Thank you, Caren. All right, hang in there for our funny and serious quotes. I have to do the funny one because I completely. All right. So the fitness trainer asked me, "What kind of squat are you accustomed to doing?" I said, "Diddly."
Yeah, sister.
So funny.
Screw the squats. Okay, serious quote for the day. There is nothing nicer than a kitchen really made for a cook. Things that are designed to be used always have an innate beauty. And that is from the famous Julia Childs.
So true.
And isn't that so true?
It's so true.
We talk a lot about that things that are well made and well designed are inherently sustainable and inherently luxury and have innate beauty for sure.
This is so true. So true. Well, thanks again, Caren. Thank you to Design KC for sponsoring this episode. And any announcements today?
No, we're headed to High Point in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Our insider tour is full. Thank you everybody for signing up. And we're still on a high from our Morocco Lisbon trip. So we've been installing like fiends and catching up from earning that vacation.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
So thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly for a new episode every other Friday as they continue to explore the nuances of the interior design business with the goal of informing, inspiring, and entertaining their listeners. See their work at Kandrac-Kole.com and engage with them on Facebook and Instagram at Kandrac Kole.